afternoon, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. I hope you're all well. So this is me in Cyprus. It's not very sunny today, it's a bit overcast, so quite a nice day for crafting. So what we're doing is we're making tags again, but they're little pocket tags. So I've made them out of book page. I've also made them out of digitals, so you can use your scrapbook papers or any digitals that you've got. I've used the shabby chic rose, but I do understand that not everybody works with digitals. They don't buy digitals, but there are a lot of you out there that do, and you also buy scrapbook papers and you like to work with book pages. So first of all, we'll do the one from the digital. Now this one, it's 3 inches by 5 1/4, and I've got the shabby chic rose, and yes, I did stitch around that one. However, I'm not going to stitch around them. So because it's 3 inches wide, I want it 6.5 inches, and I seem to have lost my, or 6 1/4 anyway. I've lost my pencil, so I'm using a gold pencil, gold crayon. No, just saying that the sun is overcast and the sun's come out. Is that not the case? So I'm using this. This is my trimmer that I have out here. And it works as a scoreboard as well. And then what I do is I just put that round what I think's the middle. I match these two edges up so then I get a straight crease. And then this one, I just want to overlap it about 1/4 inch. If it's a little bit less or a little bit more, it doesn't really matter. And we'll see if I've got that. Yep, 3 inches, so I managed to get it. And that one's off a bit, so I'm just matching it up to that crease there. Just 2 seconds. Okay, that's me back. My husband was telling me that's the cleaner wants to come tomorrow. So there. So we have our nice tag there. Now what I do is you can turn this over and make a pocket like that. You'll have a line through it, or you can cut it off. I prefer just to turn it over. You can do it that way. Probably that way would be the best. No, I'm going to do it that way. So first of all, you stick this down. Actually, you don't stick it down. Sorry, delete that. What I want is, I want about 3/4 inch in, which is 3 squares on this ruler. Mark it on there actually. And I'm cutting just down on the 2 side creases. I'm cutting either side of the crease. And then I'm just going to fold that down. And I'm going to stick that. Then I'm going to stick this, so, and then you've got your first pocket, and you can see it's not the greatest. So what I've got is I've got an old store card, debit card, whatever, and I usually trim it off. But before I do that, I'm going to put some I think we'll have a little bit of vellum up there. And I'm just checking that that goes in. Yep. Now what I want to do is I want to stick that down, and I want to stick it at the top as well. At the moment I'm not bothered about the sides because the sides are going to get cut. And then just gently the wind's getting up, the chair's blowing on the patio. And there we have that, like that. Then I'll take my store card and just smudge it up to that edge and that edge, and then trim down. And then what I do is I turn that over, match it up, and there we have it. And there is a little bit there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. I'm going to do what it was, just the very ends, and we'll just bin that. And there we've got our first pocket. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to put I don't know whether this will, it might cut, it might not. It has. And I'm just going to ink. Now I've brought these sponges out with me. I haven't brought my ink daubers because they take up room. These just, and you buy them in a big sheet, and it's oh, I can't remember what they call it, but you can actually wash them and you use them for blending inks. I think they are, I think it's for, I'll find what the name is, and I'll find out where it is, and I'll link it below. You can still get them because I've seen them in craft shops. A pocket. Now that should be round about 5 inches. I'm not going to cry if it isn't. Right, it's just a little bit. So I'm going to take that up a little bit. It'll still be a little bit longer than I'm quite happy with that. And you can either leave that and stick that down, or you can have two pockets. You can have a pocket there and a pocket there. I didn't. What I did was I glued that down, and that's what I'm going to do here, because it just makes it that little bit stronger. And I'm going to open it up before I stick it down because I don't want glue going all over. And again, I'm going to try this. I maybe tempting fate a little bit, but oh, it did it, it did it. Let me just put that there. Okay, so we've got that. So that's our second pocket. This is a triple pocket tag. And if you like to stitch them, I mean I do. I'm not going to stitch this one because I know not everybody's got a sewing machine or everybody likes to stitch paper. I know I get questions about it. You know, I've got a sewing machine but I don't use it. You won't do your sewing machine any harm. Your needle, however, you will. So you probably, if you do use your sewing machine for sewing, you just need a separate needle because it will blunt your needle. So it's not really a good idea to use the same needle on paper that you use on material. Anybody that sews with a sewing machine does, you know that you need different needles for different types of material. Like silks, you need sort of like thin needles, and I'm not that much of an expert, but I know a little bit. And when I've spoke to people that use sewing machines, you know, the tailors and things like that, when I tell them I sew paper, you know, they look at me like I've got horns. So what I used on that one, I used vellum, which we could put a little vellum pocket there, but I'm not. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use some of this material. That's because I'm talking about material. I'm going to use some of this paper again, but I'm just deciding. So I want it about that. So I'm just going to trim this off, just a little bit that I want. And I think that's probably about right. I am going to bend it over a little bit. And I'm just putting a little mark there, so and I probably want it about there. So can I have the roses upside down so I can get all the roses in and bend that pocket over? Yes, I certainly can. So the reason I bend that over is because when you're taking things in and out, and I've just guessed it, if I measured it, probably wouldn't be exact. So that's 1 1/4. That's 1. It doesn't matter. It's just what looks nice to you. There's no rules, no regulations, no craft police that I know of anyway. Otherwise they'd always be at my door. And I'm going to tempt fate again. Now, if you want your thumb notch in the middle, all you do is you just fold that, nip the 2 corners together, and then just nip that there, and that will give you your middle. So then you can gauge it. That's it. I just stand up to do it. So you can see it's left a mark where I can trim round, and so the reason it did that is because the paper is damp with the glue. Punches don't like damp paper. And there we are. So we'll put this one on. just and there we are. We have quite a pretty tag. And I like the book page ones as well. The book page one I did a little bit, I did it thinner and I did it taller, just to, you know, sort of like to show what you can do. And then you can put all your little bits of tags and things in there. So what we'll do is we'll leave that to one side, and we'll do the book page ones. It's an old children's Bible. I think it's either Dutch. I think it is Dutch because I did German and there's not many German words there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back this onto some, it's from the Damask, I did an Essentials Damask digital kit, and I am just going to stick that on with okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that down, so I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so that's us back. So I've backed it. I could have backed it on anything because you're not really going to see that. But again, what I'm doing is I'm just moving that in. I'm lining up the sides. Actually, what I'm going to do is I want a wider one, and that, because the book page is narrow, that's only going to be 2.5. But what I do want is I want a 3-inch one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down. I'm going to trim these to 3 inches and then I'm going to stick them down. Now what I've done is I've trimmed that one to 3 and I've trimmed this one to 3.5, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to score down 1/4 inch down both sides. So I'm just matching it up to one of the lines and then gently scoring it. Turn it round, match it up and score. And then what I'm doing is I'm folding this over. So this will kind of, the pocket inside the won't be so tight. It'll have a little bit of give, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fold that over. I'm cutting out the corners. I am just mitering it slightly. Because as I said, I like to reinforce my pockets a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to miter these down just a fraction. And I think we'll have it about there. Now what I do want is, I want it about 5 inches, so there we can cut that off, and we've got another pocket, so pencil. And I am going to put I'm going to do a circle here again. Hopefully it won't stick this time. Ah, it didn't. And I'm just going to ink around the edges. I'm using Vintage Photo, the archival inks. And I think that'll do then nicely. So again, I'm going to turn this bit over. It doesn't matter if it's upside down, because the script on the stamp is it is not, you can't really read it, so I'm going to trim this down to 5. And again, I'm going to do the top. I've got 2. I've got the one that I used on the other one. In fact, I'll use this one. The other one just gives it a shorter slant. Again, and you can see I've got a rounded one because I like to round the corners off sometimes. And I'm just going to ink round. What we'll do is we'll put it together. So we've got the flaps, so that's what we're gluing down, so that gives us a little bit of leeway of what we're putting in the pocket. And then you don't have to ink down the bottom of this if it's not going to go right to the bottom, but you do need to ink around the bottom one. But because if you've got a really tall tag, your second pocket can go down to the last outer tag if you want it. So I'm not putting it right down to the bottom. But I am sticking it. And right, we haven't got a pocket at the top, so this is a double pocket. But we could put a third pocket. I think we will. That'll be a tiny one. Right. Let me ink round it. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking it on there where I want it. And then I'm going to stick that there. This is a lazy way if you don't want to do any measuring. And then just trim it off like that. So we have got 3. So we've got our one made out of printable papers, either digital, scrapbook papers, and we've got one outer book pages, and these are the 2 decorated ones. So this is what we're going to do now, is we're going to decorate these. Now I've got some bits and pieces. I've got some lace, I've got some flowers, got some cutouts which I think would be nice on here. And I quite like that, so I'm going to put that one on there because I like that green with the pink. To do for any, they don't have to be autumn. Okay. Do I want the tea dye drip on there, or do I want it on here? I think I want it on here, so I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to put this on. Put that there. No, I think I'll leave that one like that. And it will just have some tags with some fancy ribbons coming out. So we'll leave that one. That's maybe a bit too deep. This one's got apricot written on it, which is a brand name of clothes. So I think I'll put that bit of lace there. There we are. So I'll put that there. I think we might have some little fussy cuts. Look at this one. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting it in half, because I'm just going to see where it's like poking out of this pocket, and if I glue it right the way down, it'll be all right for things coming in and out. Skin's coming off. Okay. And I'm just using the back of that. And I think we'll have this little bit. This is just a bit of Basil's orange. But I'd sanded the other side because it's like a lighter core. And it was when I was cutting them out. And I think we have that up there, yes. So it's got a couple of little green leaves coming out of it there. Right, am I going to have this one here? Yes, I think I will. I think I'll have a little bit of washi tape on here, and it's pink dotty. Or should I have this one, the flowery one? Yeah, the one that I went for first. Well, and what I'm doing is I am just turning that round and just putting it on the back. And I think I might have a little bit at the top as well, because I am going to put a grommet in these, but and again I'm just turning it round. I've just cut it at an angle, but not quite to the paper. So I quite like that, but this seems to be missing something. Do we want a stamp on it? Yes, I think we do. So these are, I think they were just die cuts I brought with me one year. Pearly bits here. I don't want too much bubble here, and the paper's pretty, so you don't need too much on it. But here, I think I've got some of that. Right, do we want a nice blingy one, or do we want a pearly blingy one? I think we'll have a pearly blingy one. You know what, I think I'll put the little pearls on. And this is just it's a ribbon that I bought, and it's plastic. They're like little pearls, but they're flat. But they're ideal for putting on your little bits and pieces. And there we are. Oh, that's nice. I like that. So we'll put our blingy bits over there. And do I want any labels? I've got a label there, but I need to watch for that pocket. What we'll do is we'll fill this one up first. So we've got a nice little tag there. We've got some tickets here. I think we'll put the butterfly. They're a roller tickets. They're a it's a die that I've got. Put that there. Got a little book page. But I think what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to back it onto some okay, and then I think I'll have a nice piece of ribbon. And I am going to staple this on. There we are. So we'll put that, and that's got a nice little gold stapler. Now I have this is a piece of ephemera, so it's, and you can journal on the back. So I'm just folding it into 3, so it's like a little invoice. And do that one in there. And what do we want in there? I've got some photographs here, but I think I'm in here. Some of them are transparencies, and transparencies are nice. In fact, I think what we will have is we will have a transparency, but what I am going to do is I'm going to turn around it. It looks quite quite ghostly. And what have we got here? No, I don't want any of them in there. So we'll put that in there, but I am going to trim it down now. So we've got the operatic vocal beauties, so she can be one of the opera singers. There. And we've got our tickets and our little music sheets there. I think they're Christmas bits and pieces. A little ticket there. Don't want that one in. Actually, what we'll do is we'll put one of our stamps in there. And there we have it. So I will just clear these. There we have it. So we have our 2 book pages, the one I made off camera and the one that I made on camera. What I am going to do is I am going to trim. I'm going to trim that. And there we are. I don't think it needs that one, does it? Like that one. And then we've got this one, and we've got our ribbon too that we did on camera. And that was done with the digital or scrapbook paper. This one was done with the book page, and it was just, I backed it with a piece of spare paper I had. That one I backed with just a kind of clear book page that you can do some journaling on, because they are tags. So you can journal on that one. You can journal on that one. You've got bits and pieces to journal inside. That one you can journal on as well. And you've got all your bits and pieces. So I hope you get something out of that. So these are the triple pocket tags to go in your journal. And this is the shabby chic journal that I'm working on at the moment. There's no pockets, no nothing on these pages. Also, I won't be using all this ephemera, so I am going to give some of it away. So I'll probably use, I usually make 4 to 6 pieces of ephemera. I do prototype and then I do some on camera, so I end up with more than I need. So if you leave a comment on below this video of bits and pieces, there's pockets and things like that, so I will send you. All you need to do is just comment, leave a comment below. You need to be a subscriber. You need to be a subscriber that I can see that you're a subscriber. And what I'll do is I'll put names in a hat, and well, I won't, I'll put them on an electronic system, and I will draw the name and I'll contact you. Well, I will leave a message under the comment to say that you are a winner, and can you please send me your address, and I'll send it anywhere in the world. So I've sent things to the US before, never sent anything from Cyprus before, but I'm game for that. So as I say, I'll probably only use 2 of these, and one will be a book page one will be a digital one, so I do have 2 to give away with some of the bits and pieces. So I hope you get something out of that, and remember to leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.